complicated. Sat down, what's that sound? I passed out. Every now and then, give away everything I wanted. In the cage.
Backstage with Freddy Sandoval, Big Sexy. Now, you just finished one of the most exciting fight of the night, and furthermore, it was against a real tough opponent, Drew Fickett. Walk me through that fight, man. I didn't get to see it. Tell me how it went.
Came out, we touched. I tried to back him off my corner. I tried to box with him. He knew I was going to box with him. I knew he had really good ground submissions, so I didn't want to take him down. That's normally my specialty, is to take him down, but I said, no, I'm just going to stand with him. I'm working my stand-up really well. So I came out, tried exchanging with him a couple times, caught him a good one. After that, he wasn't having it, so he kept backing up, threw a front push kick. It didn't settle with me. I stepped back, I cut into him, hit him with a head kick, backed him against the cage. It kind of stunned him a bit. He came back at me, circled off. I was faking the right. He kept dropping his hands and shifting his hands on me, so I was like, okay, I'm going to fake the right again and switch high with a head kick, and I'm going to catch him. So I faked the right, went for the head kick again, and I kind of stepped my leg all the way back because I wanted to torque it all the way, and he saw my legs cross, I'm assuming, because he looked down, looked up, kind of smiled, thought, okay, his legs crossed, I'm going to take him down. So he came in, I went for the head kick, I saw his head come down, and I just shot the knee. I switched it to a knee, shot the knee. He was out when he was out as soon as that knee hit him. He fell on the ground, he was out, and kind of looked up like, are you guys going to stop this? I've had too many fights go that way, and they don't stop the time when the guy's knocked out. So I was hitting him lightly, you know, because I was like, well, I kind of felt bad for him, you know. I do have a heart. So I was hitting him, and I'm looking up at the ref at my corner, everywhere, and nobody's stopping it. So I started hitting him, and he just finally went limp, and after about 10 seconds, they stopped it.
Now, Drew Fickett, he's an extremely established fighter. I mean, yeah, you look at the guy's record, he has, what, one loss in the UFC, and here you took this guy out in 28 seconds. Where do you feel that puts you in the mix?
Well, I was once the top guy in the state. I had my weight class, and some stuff happened. Brought me down, whatever, got to my fights, had some stuff happen. I got about 6 months to clear my head, come back strong. I made a strong comeback. And when they offered me the fight with him, I said, sign me up, you know what I mean? It's what I've been waiting for, and it's to shut everybody up. You know, people talk shit about me, I don't care, you know. I do it because that's what I'm here for, you know. That's why I wore a shirt to the press conference. It said, I love haters, because I do, you know. And there's a lot of people out there hating on me and, you know, don't think I have it in me anymore and this and that. But truth be told, I've already smashed I don't know how many guys since I've been back. Heavy guys, too. I've been taking heavyweight fights, you know, at my weight class, and still I'm not getting any credit. So Drew Fickett gets knocked out in 28 seconds. Just like I said, you know, Drew's a tough guy. He's respectable. He's got a lot of credit behind him. But when it comes down to it, has he found anybody that has heavy hands? Has anybody tested him? No, they haven't.
Right.
You know, last year he got caught with the knee, but it wasn't a solid knee. Richard didn't put it behind him. You know, he didn't put the knee like he was supposed to, and it was. I think the fight was prematurely stopped. That's my personal opinion, and I don't think it should have been stopped that soon. But whatever happened, happened. It's in the past, and you know, like I said, I think it puts me up there now. I should be back in the top ranks. You know, fighting with the best of them. And
now, let me ask you. You did mention the haters out there, and it seems like you know you are a controversial guy. Do you think that's going to silence your critics?
No, it's just going to make them talk more, and that's fine because that's what I want to do. I want people to talk about me. Whether they talk good about me, whether they talk bad about me, they're still talking about me. Like, how pathetic is it that all these guys are at these big gyms, and they're stretching, and they're talking about me? Like, shouldn't you be talking about your training partners that are in the UFC, or that are doing this, doing that? Why are you talking about little old me? You know?
Right.
And I'm not going to keep my mouth shut. If somebody wants it to shut it for me. You know?
Definitely.
17, 18 fights, and I haven't been popped in the mouth yet. You know, nobody's shut me up, and it's not going to happen. I've got my head clear. I got God with me. I got my family back. I got the strongest team behind my back. I got the best right now.
Right.
And nothing's going to get in my way.
Now, since you've come back, I've noticed that you have not been afraid of taking challenging opponents. And at the end of this fight, I did hear that you mentioned something about that you really wanted Jackson's opponent. Talk to me about that.
I fought a couple guys from there. I don't don't know how to put it. One went to a draw. Yeah, that was with Rocky. I gave him 27 pounds for the fight. Okay. I beat him the whole fight. 2 judges scored it, 29-27, my favor. 1 judge scored it a draw. So how does the whole fight end up in a draw when 2 judges scored it in my favor? Unanimous vote wins, right?
Right.
Okay, so the fight should have been me. So that, on my record, that draw, should count as another win on my record. But whatever, it is what it is. I'll beat him up again. I was supposed to fight him June 20th because one of his other teammates pulled out for me. I was supposed to fight Levi Stout. He pulled out. He said he hurt his fight up on the 23rd of May. He hurt his knee. And I seen him at the bar dancing and moping around drinking. And I was like, cool, you know. We were already scheduled to fight June 20th in Farmington. So I was ready for it. He calls the next day, says his knee's torn, he can't fight. No, his knee wasn't torn. He couldn't fight. King of the Cage gave him an offer. He saw me beat a guy that was 30-some pounds heavier than me that night on the same card, and it freaked him out because he knows he's stepping in there with a different guy this time. So then they called Jerome Martinez. Jerome's crying about his weight the whole time. When he weighs the same weight, I numerous times tried to get him to fight me for, God, 3 years now, and he continues to back out. I mean, I call him out every way I can, and it's still, he cries and cries and cries and complains about the weight. And, you know, you emailed me and said you're going to shut me up, so shut me up. You've got the opportunity. I'll cut to 80 to fight you. So that's that. And whoever else wants it. Oh, Rocky was supposed to be my 3rd opponent on that card. That's a 3rd guy from Jackson's, and he pulled out. So what does that tell you?
So would you say that those 3 guys that you just talked about, what you're saying is that you want a legitimate fight with each one of those guys?
Well, I want my rematch back with Levi Stout. I took that fight with him on a day notice. I just got out of jail. I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit anybody. I just got out of jail. They needed a fighter for him. I said, cool, I'll take the fight. You know, it was a bullshit stop. You can watch the tape over and over again. I was holding him. I was bridging, and they stopped the fight. I was holding him because I wanted to stall to get a stand-up. They stopped it, whatever. Okay, he can have the win. I'll get it back. So I'd like to fight him again, of course. You know, he's undefeated, so I want to put that blemish on his record. Rocky, he keeps talking and talking and talking, but he doesn't get in the cage, you know. He says that some guy backed out from him in Texas a couple weeks ago. I said I would have gone down there to take the fight. What did he do? Backed out. No, I'm not going to fight him. So, whatever. And Jerome, of course I want to fight him. You know, he's got really good ground. He's really strong on the ground. I have really good ground. But I know my striking's better than him, and I know I'll knock him out just like I knocked out Drew. Drew's ground game's better than all 3 of them put together. But he didn't get a chance to get me down because it wasn't going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Right.
So,
Freddie, man, always one to speak his mind truthfully and honestly. I really appreciate you taking the time, man. We've been trying to hook up for an interview for a few months, and it just hasn't happened, so I'm glad, man. I appreciate it.
I want to thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to get it out there, and everybody watches this, so everybody out there, whoever wants to fight me, come fight me. Thanks to my dad, my family, my team, and everybody else that's been on my side.
For my money tonight, that was the most exciting fight of the night. I mean, I didn't get to see it, but everybody's rushing out here screaming, "Oh my God, wow, that was a great fight."
Yeah,
so congratulations.
That's 2 guys on a stretcher in 2 weeks.
Big sexy, Freddie Sandoval.
He said, she said, we said, it's complicated, sat down, what's that sound? I passed out, every now and then, give away everything I wanted. Ladies and gentlemen, in the cage.
NewMexicoCombatSports.com. If you haven't been there, you don't know who's fighting.